Hi, Tony Bradshaw here, the owner of the website AddSomeToYourIncome.com, to let you know how to thank someone for giving you money. I'm going to share with you a story of someone I work with who shared with me a very touching way that he received gift income, and what they did. It was so meaningful. And what they did to say thank you to those who gave. I'm also going to tell you of how I received an amount of money and what I did when it was a small amount of money, as another example of what you can do. Then I'm going to tell you how I gave a huge amount of money and what I wish the people who received that money would have done that they didn't. Followed up with me sharing about receiving the largest amount of money that I have been gifted, what I did to say that thank you. And I hope that these examples will give you some ideas and give you the feeling of what to do when you have been given money. Let's dive in. Jesus is his name, not Jesus. Okay, this is my coworker. This morning, he gave me the gift of this story, as well as a couple other gifts. You see, I am on a non-school day, and I'm heading in. And you have to imagine this. My car is leaking. Now, Jesus is also a teacher. He is a science teacher, and he works on cars. That's what he loves to do. This is how he adds to his income. He works on cars. So today we don't have school, and my car is leaking some fluids, and I'm not sure what's going on. I can't find it. I've described it to him, and he said, "Yeah, that's kind of hard to figure out, but I'll see what I can do." And I said, "Well, I'll bring the car over." And I actually brought my bike because I was planning to bike from his house to the school, which was about a half mile. And it's winter, and he suggests, "Why don't I can give you a ride. Let me give you a ride." He's just that kind of a guy, right? This is Jesus we're talking about. And so you have to imagine we're driving, and I say, he's first of all like, "Why are you going into the school?" To which I replied, "Well, I'm find that a place where I can work and put together my videos without the distraction of things at home. Put this information together." And he says, "Okay, yeah, I saw your video on Facebook." And I said, "Hey, you know what my topic is, so do you have any stories of you receiving ways you've increased?" And we talked briefly about things that he's done to increase his income, but do you have any stories about gift income? Because I find that's a place that a lot of people don't talk about. He's like, "Yeah, I do actually." And he went on to talk about how their daughter was having a lot of medical expenses. And I was kind of aware of this. I know a little bit about what's going on. And a lot of medical expenses. They had maxed out their flexible spending and put thousands of dollars into the medical expenses. And they went during the summer to a baseball game with the family. And they all just went together. It was a game. I just imagine them sitting there. You can imagine them there as a family just enjoying this game. And his dad leans over and says, "I have an envelope for you that I don't want you to open until you guys leave and you're on the road." And Jesus is like, "Okay," tucks that away. They leave, and so now it's time to open that envelope. And when he opens the envelope, he finds $3,000. But it's not just one check of $3,000. It's a check from a sister with this amount, and a check from a brother with this amount, and this much from his dad, and this money, and it was different monies and bills and amounts that had all been tucked into this envelope with a note. And Jesus and his wife just think about how tight it is for his parents, and how his brother is just a laborer who works on trees, and how the family just pulled together and put this money. My goodness, it's like so touching, right? I feel it right now. for them. They sat down, and each member of their family wrote on handmade cards to each of the uncles and grandparents who had given them money, saying in their own handwriting on an actual card in a meaningful way, thank you. And put that in the mail to say thank you. Now on to mine, which is a lot less touching. I was at a meeting, and I had this teacher. You can imagine us in our meetings and how we get together, and she was needing help with something, and so I said, I can help you. As the meeting was ending, though, I was in a hurry to get going because I had somewhere else to be, and so we go up to talk to each other, of course, and I said, look, we will figure this out, and sometime I will help you. She was 1 year from retiring, and so she had a lot of experience in education, and there I am, this really young teacher and pretty new at what I'm in the education field, and I say, sometime, okay, I will. And she's like, okay, yeah, sometime. And I can just hear in her mind that she was thinking, whatever. Oh, he's offered to help, but now he's not actually helping. And I run off, and I'm thinking about it later, I think, as I was falling asleep, and I realized, oh, she doesn't know me very well, and she doesn't know that I'm actually willing to help her, and I will help her. So the next day I send an email. She replies to my email, oh, yeah, whatever, sometime, thanks anyway. I could just hear her voice, and I'm like, oh, all right. So I pick up the phone because I want to actually hear her voice and talk to her, and I say, Mary, when can I help you? And we actually figured it out for that very afternoon. I'm like, I will head over to your school right now, because she was at a different school at the time. Anyway, so I drive over there, and I meet with her, and I help her out, and I actually do what I say I'm going to do, and then I move on, and I don't feel, all right, I helped like I said I would. Well, at our next meeting, she hands me this envelope, and my face is in the way, so you can't see the amount of money. So let me move myself here. She gave me $30, and this little note saying, hey, spend it however you want. What do I do? How do you thank someone who's just thanking you, but they include gift money? The next time I saw her, I had another quick conversation before the meeting started to say, Mary, I want you to know, I took my 4 kids, we went to McDonald's with that money, and they got to jump on the jumper and run on the runner and slide on the slide. Not slider, so I got my grammar right there. And thank you for giving us that moment. And so I let her know how her money made something happen in my life. Now to the tricky part. I give a gift of $30,000 to somebody, writing off a debt that was owed to me for them to have their house. They did say thank you. They did say, I think I even got one email of, we appreciate this. What I wish they'd done is something more like what Jesus did. Can't we be more like Jesus? And that I'd gotten something in the mail that said, this was really me. Here's my handwriting. Here's something I send you. I wish they could let me know, and maybe even today, let me know what a difference that made in your life because you received that gift. And I'm okay that they didn't do it exactly how I wanted. It really did. It came from me, right? It was me doing that gift. And it is okay that they haven't given me exactly what I wanted back. It needs to be meaningful. I can't just tell them, well, I expect after you get this gift that you would give them. So be careful. Know to do something that's meaningful that matches the amount that you're given. Speaking of amount, the largest gift amount that I've ever received was just shortly after gifting 30,000, and it was nearly double that as a down payment for our new home. You will give and you will receive large amounts of gift money. And how you let them know, how you thank them, is deeply connected to the amount that you receive and the kind of relationship you have with the people that money is going back and forth. You see, the magic of money is that it can be a way to communicate love. And however you communicate love back to those people. And in this case, it was a meaningful hug. And that was enough. I hope and wish for you to love life and know that the people around you that have given you that money are giving it with love. And it's nice to connect with you on knowing you've felt that. I look forward to seeing you on the other side.